Hello everyone and welcome back to another DigitalOcean tutorial. Today I will be talking about DigitalOcean's private network. This is a way that you can actually communicate from droplet server to droplet, or excuse me, droplet to droplet, and no bandwidth will be counted towards that. So if you watched my past tutorial, which was setting up Cloudflare with your server, you seen that I went ahead and I went to create droplet, and I entered a host name, etc., and then I went down here and pressed private networking. So just you're going to want to set up your server with that, or if you already have a server set up, or if you have two of them, you're going to need two servers to have this to work. So you have to either have it like this, set up a new server like this, or you can go and actually edit a server, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go to White Mountain, and I'm going to go ahead and actually power off my server. Now, when you power off your server, everything will go down, so make sure everything's saved if you happen to have anything open. So your website will actually go down for a while, for as long as we have it down. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So if we go to my website and we see that we're getting absolutely no response, then Cloudflare will actually kick in with a message that says my server is offline, but it shows that the Cloudflare network is up. So just everybody, so you know that's what's going to happen. So we're going to go ahead and, as we can see, the website is offline. So that's what's nice about Cloudflare, lets you know that there's something down and something's wrong. So let's go to DigitalOcean, and we're actually going to go to Access, I think. We'll get it here. Access? No. Hold on, gotta find it. It's been a while. Alright, so as we see down here, we see private network. We're going to go ahead and actually enable private networking. We must reboot and then manually modify the network setting for the new interface to be functional. So let's go ahead and do so. We're going to enable. And the private interface is now being enabled, and we are going to go ahead and go right back real quick, and we see how we have this private network information. I'm going to go ahead and actually open up a notepad. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and add a new sticky note, and I'm going to go ahead and actually copy this information. This is going to be very important. Alright, so as we can see, I got this little cool sticky note right here. It has the same information as the private network. So I'm just going to hide that for now. That's not necessary at all. And now I'm going to go ahead and start with actually setting this up on this server. Excuse me. So now we're going to go ahead and log into this server first, because we have to finish setting it up in the server. So we're going to have to go in and boot it on. I'm going to pause the video real quick. Alright, now that has been completed. Our server is actually on, so if we go ahead and actually go to our website, actually just refresh this page, and our website is back up, and it's all back up and going, which is good. That's what we want to see. So I'm going to go ahead and actually open up PuTTY right now, and I'm going to actually connect to my droplet, and I have to get my credentials for that. Gotta find them. There we are. Got too many of these. And I'm going to go ahead and log in, and again. Alright, so now if we go to we're going to do sudo ifconfig. Now we're going to make sure that we have Ethernet 0 and low. So all low is this the local loopback, and etho, I'll nickname it for now, is actually your server is actually on internet. So now we're going to go ahead and do sudo ifconfig-a, and now we will see that we have ETH1 or ETH1. Yeah, that's what I mean. And we see that's Ethernet, and that is good. So now we're going to have to go ahead and actually edit a file and make sure that we completely set up our ETH1. So we're going to do sudo vim, and then we're going to go. I'll use vim. You can use nano, etc. Really seem to be lagging here, but anyways, we're going to go to network. That's better. And then we're going to go to interfaces. Interfaces. There we go. Can't type today. Alright. So now we actually see this file here. So we're going to, well, not really, yeah, we're actually looking at the file. And we'll go ahead and we'll actually see this information. So we're going to have to actually add, that's the primary. So now we're going to go ahead and, so we'll have to go ahead and go down the file like so, and I will press I so we can actually get into edit mode, and we'll go all the way over to the end of this line, and we will go ahead and press enter. So now we'll go ahead and type auto ETH1, enter, iface, ETH1, inet static. Okay, enter. Tab, we're going to address, and we're going to do enter, and we're going to tab again, and we're going to do netmask. Alright, so now let's go back up to address, let's space over, get the information that we had before, our private IP. So we're going to go ahead and actually type in our private IP. So mine is 10.128.112.107. Alright, so now that we can actually see our private information, we're going to go down to netmask and we're going to type in our 255.255.0.0. Now, that's all we really have to do now. We're going to do escape, we're going to do semicolon or colon, right quit, and we're going to go ahead and actually press enter. And that's all we have to do there. Now we're just going to make sure everything looks good, and we're going to, actually no, before that we're going to view that file one more time to make sure everything looks correct, because we need to make sure this is correct or you cannot actually connect to your server. That's very important that we do this correctly the first time. So we're just going to check this over, auto F1, and then we're going to do iface F1 inet static, and the address is going to be my address. That looks good, and that looks good. So now we're going to go ahead and do quit, and we're going to go ahead and do sudo shutdown r now. Now this is going to go ahead and restart the server. Alright, so we're going to actually be closing out of PuTTY. There we go. And while it's doing this, it's going to be just changing the, it's going to be applying the settings we just done. So that's all good information right there, and we will be up and running momentarily. And we'll go ahead and actually set it up on our second. We'll bind these two servers together, and it'll be awesome. Yeah, that's about how that will work. So we're just kind of waiting around, waiting for that server to turn back on. It can take a couple seconds here. And now we can see we have bandwidth private enabled, so you can see how much bandwidth you're using between if you really care about that. But yeah. All right. So we're just gonna wait here for a little bit, and I'm just waiting for stuff to go along here. Let's go ahead and get back into our server here, and our server should be up. Yes, so let's go ahead and log in with PuTTY again. And I'm going to have to pull up my information and log into my droplet here. Maybe. Oh, that's why. Copy. Alright. We are now, let's go ahead and clear that out. Okay, so now that I'm logged into my server, we actually correctly set that up to make sure. Let's do sudo ifconfig and then -a. And now we should see we have ETH1, and if we see our INET address, it's all correct. So, okay, after the brief delay there, I had to go do something. I'm back, and I have my one server here. Holy cow, sorry about my cluttered desktop. That's how busy I am. Anyways, like, there's a program I'm working on. Yeah, it's a mess. Anyways, sorry about that. I usually have a pretty clean desktop. So, anyways, we are going to go ahead and go on our second server, and we're going to touch a file. And we're just going to name that test file, or we're just going to name that file in this case. Not that big of a deal. File. And now we're going to do, we're going to go over to our other server. We're going to go ahead and do rsync. We're going to use rsync, and we're going to va. Then we're going to do file, and then we're going to do the address of this private server. So in this case, it is 10.128.12.52, and then we're going to do -temp, and we're going to go ahead and do enter, and then we're going to be yeah, it should be asking us for a password before long here. Yes, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that password over, and it's the password of this server that we're getting the file from, and right click and enter, and we have no such Let's go back here and go to cd temp and cd temp and do touch test file, and let's go back over here and do rsync va test file, and then the IP of the server, which is 10.128.12.52, and then we're going to do semicolon dash tmps for the temporary directory, and we're going to go ahead and press enter. And it should ask us for a password. Copy and paste that in, and we are stuck with this error. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. What we're going to do is ifconfig, and we will leave it at -a, and we'll do that again on this server. Okay, now we will go ahead, make sure that we have that file, so we're going to do touch, and then we're going to do new underscore file. We are then going to do rsync dash va test file. Now make sure you're doing this on the server that you created the file on, and then we're going to find the local address of the server that we're wanting to send it to. So we're going to do 10.128.12.107. Now we're going to go ahead and put that in the TMP folder and press enter. We're then going to go ahead and actually put in the password of that server, even though it is best to use SSH, but I will not be covering it in this tutorial, and we actually see that it did in fact get the file. So in this server we're going to go ahead and do cd tmp, and we're going to do list, and we'll see that we have test file, and we should actually see new file. And hold on 1 second, let's see why we don't have that. Because, okay, let's redo that. Actually, I'm going to copy and paste it. I know what I did wrong. We got to copy and paste this and change the test file to new file, because I actually did a new file for this one. And press enter. And put in the password. And press enter. And now if we press list, we'll see new file. And there we go. So, sorry about that confusion there. This is actually the first time I did it, and I was expecting it to be a little bit more, a little bit more user-friendly. But anyways, this is how you do that. Sorry about that confusion. I hope you don't get all mad. Basically, that's all you're gonna have to do. You can go ahead and actually add it to your host file, like add the actual, like, the server in that case, and then you can ping it, and it gets annoying. But actually, let's go ahead and actually do that. So let's do vi, and then we'll do etc and the host file. We will go actually add a new IP address. Let's add this server here first. So it's 10.128.12. Actually, we gotta write first. It's like lagging. Alright, now. Hold on, it's not gonna work on this server. Hold on 1 second. I never installed Vim on here, so it's not working correctly. Escape. Okay, to get installed. Just wait a second here, and it'll work this next time. Alright, now we will go ahead and do vi etc hosts. And then we'll go ahead and go down one line, press I. We'll then type in the local address, which is 10.128.112.107. And we will go ahead and name that server. We will go ahead and actually name that server. I'll just name mine main. And then I'll do escape and then right quit after semicolon. So semicolon. Wow, I'm really getting some major lag on these servers today. There, no. Okay, right quick. There. Alright, sorry about that. And then we'll go over here and do VI, do the same exact thing. And I already got VI installed, hosts, and go down and down again. Press I, enter, up, and we'll go ahead and add this one. So we'll just scroll up here, and we see this address right there we need. So it's 10.128.12.52. We will go ahead and actually name this one. I'll name this one craft stat and escape right quick. Okay, then make this really easy. We're going to go ahead and ping main, and it's actually pinging that server. And actually, this is actually going to continue indefinitely because, well, yeah, it's going to go forever. And if we ping craft stat, my bad, ping craft stat, and it will start pinging that one. I think this one will go up to 30. I'm not actually sure. No, I think it's about, yeah. Oh well. Anyways, that's how that works. So, anyways, you can see kind of like what the times are, how well your network's doing, how well everything's working. So, anyways, that's basically all you're gonna have to do. I'm glad everybody watched in during this tutorial. I'm sorry that it took a while and we had a couple of difficulties, but that's to be expected basically with these kind of tutorials. But I should have tried it out before I put it live. So, anyways, we'll just go ahead and go to DigitalOcean real quick one more time, and we can see that we got CraftStat in the server I was using. And we go in here, we can go to graphs, and we can actually see that we transferred some files in there. So, for example, we see this one here was a quick spike. It was really small. But anyways, again, this here will not actually count towards your bandwidth. Well, the private, so transferring stuff in between or even communicating through will not use your actual bandwidth for your server. So that's really good. And that's about it for this tutorial. I'm glad everybody could stick around that long, and thanks for watching. Don't think I'll have another one today, but there will be more coming soon. Thank you. And again, this only works on New York 2, that node. Okay, thanks, and have a great day.